and they are both the equivalent of each other. Okay, so that's the Enagic, and there's the Melody. And the reason I chose the Melody for this test, and I might be in error doing it, was because the Melody is not the top end of ionizers, but I think it will do a good job. Alright, I mean, traditionally it will hold up in most testing against the stronger ionizers. Alright, it's just got a great design. I'm going to go ahead and pour level 4, or the strong alkaline. And now I'm not using the solution, and so the ionizer is telling me to refill the solution. I ran out of the solution about a couple of weeks ago, and I'm just don't think I'm going to purchase it anymore. I don't personally care about it. If you can see the acidic water that I get here, and it's plenty low enough, I'm not concerned about water needing the extra sodium. Now that little voice can get annoying. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is pour the acidic water, and I'm not going to pour a whole cup of it, just enough to test. I mean, since we're doing all these other levels, I might as well do this level. I've done this so many times that I pretty much know what the answer is going to be, but we'll just do it again, because you don't want to have to go back and find all my old videos that show this. Alright, well, we're going to now turn this off and go ahead and get started with testing. So I'll start over here with the Enagic. And this is kind of an, of interest to me, because I have not ever, I don't think, tested quite this way before. I don't normally put a lid on it right away. I normally just sit there with them open. And unfortunately, I am going to have to take this pH meter out of here and unstick it. It gets into this stuck frame of meter and it just needs to be unstuck, or else we'll be sitting here waiting for years for those little numbers to go up. Now that's a really nice reading for level 1, and in case you don't see it, I'll tell you what it is. 9.7 on the pH, and that's a negative 298. That's very, very nice. That's the Kangen water. Negative 307, 9.8. Negative 300, let's say 10. Well, it's just going up, so I'll just let it go up a little bit more. You can fast forward. You can always fast forward through these things. Just as you're fast forwarding, just watch for me to put the meter down, and then I'm done. So it looks like it's still changing, so I just don't really feel quite right about putting it down when it's changing numbers so quickly. If it was looking done, that'd be different. Okay, well, it is looking fairly almost done. Well, you know, every time I think it's slowing down, it starts speeding up again. So 10.0, and wow, this is just keeping on going. And this is at level 1. So might make it to -400, so hang on and see if it does. Okay, 10.1 and a -400. I'll just call it there. All right, now I'm gonna move it over here to this one is the melody. I'm gonna put that lid back on there. And that's some nice numbers too. Both of these are doing so great. Now you can see what I'm talking about with the melody can hold its own. My gosh. And for level 1 to ionize the swell is really what I consider marvelous, because not every ionizer will give you stable ORP at your lower levels of pH. So you'd have to get up to the higher levels to stabilize that ORP. And this looks like it's pretty stable. It's going up slowly, which is a sign of great stability. If it started out high and started going down, that's not stable. So looks like we got a 9.8 with a -338 or 339. Okay, so let's go to level 2 now and see what we're doing. And by the way, you know, people ask about bubbles, and both of these waters have lots of bubbles in them. I don't know if you would be able to, as the viewer, see it, but I'll show you later. When you first pour it, the bubbles are tiny. It almost makes the water look a little like a white cloud coming out. But as you time goes by, the bubbles get a little bigger and they stick to the sides of the jar and whatnot. You can really see it a little bit better. Now this is level 2. I'm gonna say this seems a little on the high side. Jeez. So with the Enagic, and that's one of my things with the Enagic, and really you do not need to, if you were going to go from level 1 to level 2, you do not probably want to go at a 1.5 liters per minute that I was just doing right now. The only reason why I was pouring them at the same rate was just to get a fair comparison. But you could, speed up your flow and get some different numbers that were more in between the level 1 and level 2. You'd like to have a little bit of difference, but maybe not quite this much difference. So just go to level 2, but maybe go to a little faster flow rate. This looks like it's going to go right up into the -700s, or at least up to -700. And it's 11.1 pH. There's your negative 700. And it's still going. And you know, one thing about these videos, I really apologize. YouTube only lets you put 10 minutes on. And so I have to split it, you know, the whole video up into segments. Sometimes when it takes so long like this, sometimes, you know, I've got to put like 3 or even sometimes 4 segments up to just get the length of the video. And yeah, I hate to do it in one sense because I think, you know, people get bored with it, but on the other sense, the data is there, and if I didn't put it up, it wouldn't be there for the people who are data collectors such as myself. Alright, so we've got 11.1 and a negative 738. That's with the Enagic at level 2. Now we just move on over here to the melody. And these are definitely great numbers. This might actually be more what I'm talking about with what I'd like to see level 2 look like, because level 2 is just supposed to be a step ahead of level 1, and this is. And it looks awesome too. Just really unbelievably awesome. Especially for a middle-priced ionizer. One thing about the melody that is pretty amazing is that it has a version of a continuous cleaning system. And the way that works, you never have to give it a quote-unquote acid wash. Every time you pour water, it is using the poles the opposite of what it was the last time you poured water. So it does a reverse cleaning in a sense, because it's not using the same, it kind of flips the sides of the water cell. And the benefit of that is that you will never get a buildup of calcium on your plates. It's just impossible. Your alkaline electrodes will suck all the calcium to them, and then when it is, you know, if you're always using the same poles to pull your alkaline minerals over to it, you're